Welcome back. Today's mission, tracks. Got to get them on this trailer here, and so we can get them all loaded up. I got a little mini skid steer. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these machines, but this is a little mini skid steer I got maybe a month or two ago, and it's great for these little tasks like this. You know, it can pick up several hundred pounds, push it around. Definitely saves your back. So I'm going to try to videotape this. Kind of figured that was going to happen. See if I can put this in a better spot. So I got it on, and I just move it around a little bit. All right, they're on. Just need to pull forward and let that one drop, and then I think I should be good. All right, so here's the scenario. Started cutting the track off, so that's going to work. I brought my wrecking saw. I'm going to cut the track off, pull it off with the Bobcat, pick the machine up on that side, obviously, and then pull the track off. And then I got to bring the new one down here. But I don't know how well this is going to shoot with the sun being this way, but we're going to try this. Going to kind of get it set up here. Off the ground, that'll be easy enough. Should work fine. I have to bring a little weed whacker down here and clear out some stuff before I start working on it, but that's stable, even though I'm on a massive hill here. I'm trying to get a different angle to see the kind of slope that I'm on. What I'm trying to do, and once we get this track back on, we are going to cut a road right through there. I started doing that before I lost this track. And so we'll get a chainsaw first, cut some of these trees down, and then we're going to go through there. But first things first, I'm going to pull that track out of here. And then I got the grapple on the Bobcat, so we'll pull that off of here, drag it up the hill, and then bring the new one down here. Well, this is a little disappointing. This thing picked up and I turned it over and it's got a cut there and another one here. I'm sure that's not supposed to happen. These things they look great everywhere else. I don't know why it's split. I mean, that doesn't seem right at all. So I guess I'll have to text these guys and figure out what to do about that. I mean, for right now, I'm gonna put this track on. I checked the other one. It doesn't seem to have anything. It's fine. But this one's got 2 splits in it. So this one here, and it can't be that it's like a curved weird. I mean, this one's curved the same way. So I don't know. Everything else looks good on these things. This is my first experience with tracks, so I don't know if that's a sign that they're cheap. I don't know. I didn't buy the cheapest ones, but I didn't buy the most expensive either. So, and honestly, they all looked, and when I got the pictures, I can show you. So that's the tread pattern, and I had 2 or 3 bids, and the tread patterns looked the same, so I figured they were all buying it from the same place. But I could be wrong. Yeah, I could be totally wrong. So, I mean, I'm looking at my old tracks, and these things don't have any splits like that at all. I mean, obviously they've got little cracks like that from use, but this is an old track, I would think. So, I don't know. That's a new one for me. Just trying to see what survey is next. Reading the manual. I've got to loosen that up, obviously, and that's going to let that go back. I'm just kind of looking at these rollers, see if there's anything else I should have probably been replacing, but I don't really, not an expert on this by any means, but I don't see anything that looks like worn out. I mean, that roller's got a little bit of wear on it, but it looks fine to me. They all spin good. So, teeth back here look fine. So I don't think there's anything else wrong with this thing. I just need to, and then clean the dirt off a little bit so that idler moves. And then, I'm going to try to get that to free first before I even try to get this track near it. So that's the next step. All right, so I've got that loosened up a full turn, which is what it said to do. I guess I'm going to push on this idler and see if it'll go back at all. No, that doesn't want to move. I'm guessing I'm going to have to use the Bobcat to push on the idler to get it to go back, because I don't have the track on. So there were some techniques with the track on, but obviously that's not going to work for me. So I guess I'd like to get the track sitting here a lot closer before I do that. All right, I got this cleared out. Got it secured. Try to push that idler in now. All right, we're gonna try this method. Keep you guys here and see it moving. Oh man, this thing is a piece of junk. Okay, we're gonna try this again. This little thing I've got is Warple. I got bigger ones, so try it again. Okay, attempt number 2. It's working. It's just slow. So I'm just kind of watching right there, and it is going. That used to be sticking out. It's gone back about a 1/2 inch so far. Not really getting any ooze yet. It would definitely be nicer to have a bigger one of these. I'm out of travel already. And this handle is kind of small. But, oh yeah, I'm making progress. It's slid back a full inch already. So we'll just keep doing what we're doing. Oh, this little ratchet's annoying. It sticks every time. Oh, yeah, there's no way you're pulling it. Problem is, it takes half the turn just to get it tight. It really only starts to move it right there, the last little bit. There it's moving. Oh man. Okay. I am also getting the ooze. So it's working. It's slow. I'm not going to bore you guys with that. I'm going to keep going and slide it back until I guess I go back another, really until this wheel, I think this wheel will almost touch. So keep cranking. All right, I don't know if that is all the way back. It's definitely back 2-3 inches. I'm hoping that that's enough. My little puller got to the point where it just wouldn't pull anymore, and it just kind of popped, and it ran out of juice. So I don't want to run up and get the bigger one just to see if it'll go back any further. I'm just going to try it like this. Like I said, I mean, it's back a couple inches, and honestly, if I can get that track on and this one almost on, I'll get pry bars and I think pry it over the top or push it over the top or whatever. Yeah, I think I'm at the point where I'm going to try to get it on there. So next step is to try to manipulate this. I'm going to get the back on first, or the sprocket side first, and then try to get it over the idler. I think that's going to be the better way to do it. So here goes. All right, well, that's typical. I just walked around for like 10 minutes, finding grease guns, walking back down there, pumping it up, running out of grease, and then searching for more grease, which I have none. So looks like I gotta head to the store, which is fine. I need a few other things anyways. So I'm gonna go to the store, grab some things, come back, get that track pumped up, and then start working on track number 2. So see you guys in a bit. So I've never had a machine with all rubber tracks, but here's one thing I've noticed right instantly. So here's this one. Oops, put this in lock. Pretty quiet, obviously. Here's this one. It's just a lot rougher. Obviously it's metal on metal. Sounds awful. So I'm definitely glad I've upgraded these sooner than later. I probably would have drove around on them like that and just put up with that grinding and beating itself to pieces. So I think it was a good upgrade. All right, this track should go a lot easier. I'm on flat ground, I'm in the shade, and it's clean. So should be a lot better. I'm gonna get everything set up here and ready to roll, and then I'll turn the camera on. All right, that project is complete. Pretty happy with it. We'll see what that split does, but yeah, I mean, that obviously went 10 times easier on flat ground when you can raise the machine up like this and whatnot. But yeah, they look good. I don't even know where that crack is at right now. I'm just trying to see how it was traveling. I'll have to find them and mark them with some paint or something so I can actually see them and mark and watch them. But but yeah, that's kind of the end of this little project. Go start working on something else here. All right, I'm back down here at the start of this road that I need to do. Kind of walk you through and show you what I'm trying to accomplish. So I've got all this cleared. Eventually all of that right there is going to get cleared out because I just don't want to be able to see it from up top. But I need to cut a road through here, and I'll walk through here and show you why and what I'm trying to get to. 2 things back here that are important to me. So I'm going to try to come right through here. I'm going to start by cutting all these trees down. So the first thing that's important is there's a lot of large boulders. So something like that. And I'm going to build retaining walls out of that. And I need hundreds of them. But there's a lot of them that are just loose on this hill, along this whole thing. So I'm hoping I can get the easy ones without having to break anything or just kind of pick them up off the ground. You know, stuff that is too big to pick up by hand that I'll have to kind of load by the machine. Some of it I think is underground, but you can see like that stuff there. And obviously this is all a rock shelf, so some of it's too big. I'm going to try to come through here. There's a big tree there. I'm going to stay to the left of that. There's big rocks up here. I'm going to stay to the right of those and just come right through here. The second thing I'm trying to do is, once I get past all of this, you can see this is a really big grade. I mean, it is sloped down, big time downhill. This is a huge grade. So I'm gonna have to cut this hill pretty decently to make a road. But way back here is an old trash dump. So when they, you know, this house was built in the 60s, and for probably 40 years, when they were done with something like a refrigerator or a wash machine or pretty much anything, it came over this hill. And so there are tons of things back here. I think that's an old wash machine from like, I don't know, 50s or something. I mean, you can see it. It's a mountain of stuff. Goes all the way up top. This is kind of cool. Look up top here. An old Budweiser cooler. Probably from like the 80s or something. I don't even know. But a ton of just trash, and most of it's steel that's left. Everything else is rotten, gone. And so, not that this is really hurting anyone back here, but I want to cut a trail and go through here with like a road on the bottom side of this. And I don't like it on the property. So I want to get rid of it. There's an old gas can. I'm sure there's a ton of automotive parts, siding. So I'm just going to rip it out of here and scrap it. At least for the most part, the big stuff. This is a big pile of shingles, I think, or dirt. I don't even know. Some of that stuff I'll just leave. But I just want to get the big stuff out of here. But I can't get that to it even until I cut a road. And so I want to cut a road through here. And then once I get here, I'll make a decision. I'm going to kind of make my way that way eventually. But first off, I just want to get to here. Probably stay. That tree will stay. This tree will probably stay. That tree right there will definitely stay. And this tree back here is a big one. This one will stay. But I'm going to clear all the rest of this out, make some room. You can see here some more of those big boulders. I mean, that's massive. I need to get that. So I really need to be able to get a trailer in here too, so I can get these boulders up onto a trailer and drag them out of here. I don't think I'm going to ever be able to walk them out with a machine. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to go back, get the chainsaw, and start whacking a trail. All right, I'm gonna go get the Bobcat and see if I can get this first part smooth. I'm not very good at smoothing this thing out right. This machine, so you can see it's definitely still at an angle, and it's just lumpy and rocky. This soil is like sand, which is awful. I don't know how this is gonna work with. I might have to bring in gravel ultimately. Once I get this, shaped up, I might have to bring a truckload of gravel in here just to start to stabilize this thing. But it's slow going, but it's going. And so I'm gonna go with the Bobcat to see if I can flatten this area out, back the machine out, and then work my way back in and try to get this first part nice and flat. I think the Bobcat will actually even dig in this stuff. So go do that next. All right, I'm by no means fast, but relatively effective. Some rain would be nice to see what happens to this. I'm going to try to leave this side mounded a lot, just so when it rains, it doesn't, it's going to compact down, I would hope, a little bit. But this ground is awful for moving and building with. It's just dust. But first 20 feet done. I can get in here now. I can park the vehicle here now. And it should be less tippy as I go now if I just keep doing this. So pretty happy. So yeah, I think I'm going to end this little series on my new excavator pretty much with this. Road here will be its own little videos, you know, because this is going to be a couple weeks to get over there and to start moving stuff out of there. So I'll have it as its own little series of videos. But yeah, like I say, I like the new machine. I'm glad I got the tracks for it. Very happy with them. And the machine itself is doing a great job. So again, my name is Doug. Some people call me Fresh. And remember, never stop moving. I'll see you guys on the next one.